Let's talk about functional interfaces. So functional interfaces is a concept that was introduced with Java 8 with uh, with the functional programming concept. So if you look about what functional interfaces are, functional interface is some kind of normal interface but with exactly one method. So it should have strictly exactly one method, no more method, no less method, one method. So and uh, in addition to that, we can annotate this as a functional interface annotation to indicate this as a functional interface. So uh, uh, this is very advisable to use functional interface annotation, because so others can know this is a functional interface. Okay, now what we can do using these functional interfaces. So the main thing is we can use this like a lambda function. So I discussed the lambda functions uh, uh, in my previous video. So as I discussed in that video, this is how we define lambda function. So in this function, what we do is we are getting one input argument, and then we return one output string. That is what we do. So in here we have to define the function. Value is our input argument, and then we concatenate that input argument to another string. Okay, this is the use of functional interfaces. As you can see, we can use that as a lambda function, and all the advantages that lambda has, those advantages this functional interface also have that advantages. So actually we don't need to define our functional interfaces every time, because Java have provided us some uh, inbuilt functional interfaces as well. So let's discuss about those, some of those uh, inbuilt functional interfaces. So one thing is function. This is very popular functional interfaces. What we can do is we can do this the same thing that we did here. What it do is it is getting one input argument, and it return other output string like this. So the both of them are same, but the speciality here is we have defined strictly to use strings here, but in this functional interface it is more the generic approach. As you can see, we can define what kind of object we have to use as those objects, as those uh, input object and output the return object. It is more the generalized way. So, and I will show you one other functional interface as well. It is a consumer. Uh, what will consumer do is, I will show you, it will accept a one input argument, and we can process what we need to do inside this method. So it is not returning anything like this function. What this does is it is getting a input and do some processing here. So it will get the input as a string, and we can do some kind of processing. The process I am doing here is printing that value, something like this. So those are the functional interfaces.